and the
To
unrighteous
ash,
will turn
to
to
ash,
ash, to
to
ash, and the
ash.
unrighteous will turn to ash, to ash, and the unrighteous will turn to ash.
Hi, Zizaran here with another ultimatum video, and this time we're going to cover Blight again. I did a really popular Blight video last League, but Blight was changed a bit and there's probably a lot of new people, so I figured I'd make an update and a new one anyway. Blight will be, Cassie will stand around singing and be obnoxious, and you can encounter Blights in maps. These are pretty easy, and generally the best towers you want to build is going to be the Scout Towers, which I'll show you when I'm actually going to demonstrate and do a full Blighted Iron Lake. Blight is basically like tower defense in Path of Exile, and there's a few tips and tricks people don't know. If you look at my rings, you can see that my rings are anointed, and that's actually using a violet and a teal oil, which gives you scout tower range. If you don't have the Blight tab, you can just talk to Cassia and anoint items here. Blight maps can be anointed as well. If I use 3 Blighted Map modifiers, you see here the 3 orange ones, they're making 60% reduced cost. There's a lot of different ones. Black ones have 66% chance for Blights to contain an additional reward. These have been pretty good, and actually some of the higher ones are really good now, but you don't really want to use expensive ones. I find that the violet one is pretty good for rewards. The indigo is terrible in my opinion. And Azura as well. Both of these two are like pretty good, and red one isn't too bad either if you are swimming in oils. I would only ever use any like the higher ones on tier 13 plus, because that is when golden oils can drop. So these are actually really good, because this is where I run all my Blight Scarabs, which is newly introduced in the Ultimatum League. And epidemiology has Blight tests in areas have 100% more chance to contain Blighted Maps, and they are anointed. And I actually found one already that had been anointed with 3 gold oils, which was like basically like 75% more lanes or rewards. And it was crazy. It was actually really good stuff. So just to show how easy it is with orange oils, I'm going to anoint that. And in the last video, well, you were pretty much stupid if you rolled them. That is no longer the case. 20% of the map quant is now translated to Blight Test, which is a new thing. And that makes that it is actually very worth to roll it. And what I try to be very careful with, I try to make sure that there's nothing that will stop them from being slowed or stunned. And I try to make sure that there's nothing that increases their life. So no like fist reduction, no like elemental equilibrium, nothing like that. Because I don't want me or my towers to deal less damage, because bosses could be hard to deal with then. But now it is worth rolling them. And you can also just include like a bunch of sacrifice fragments for 5% additional quant on the map. So let's just demonstrate and do a map, because there's no better way than learning than to actually see it in action. So we see here now it's 106% quant. Before, like last league, the only thing quant did was affect how much the monsters were going to drop. But now, since it's the test, that means that the tests are going to get 20% more quantity. So we click on this, and I pretty much instantly click on Start Blight Encounter. But feel free to go around and try to plan a little bit. But at the start, it doesn't really start a lot of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down a upgrade tower here, and I'm going to put a scout tower next to it. That's the purple one, and I will instantly upgrade that to a tier 3 summoning tower. Now, sometimes you will get multiple of these, which means that they'll either be resistant or immune to minion towers. What I will usually do is put a couple of fire towers close to that, and I usually end up killing the most of those myself. Usually I will end up just killing the most of those myself. As for the others, I will end up doing... I try to make sure that like the upgrade towers, which we don't upgrade fully, are in range of a lot of scout towers. And that makes them very strong, and they can shoot for a very great distance because of our ring enchant. So you can see that they're firing far into the distance. The reason we don't want to upgrade the upgrade tower to the highest difficulty is because they actually stop buffing them. And you can see here that you will have to attack these on your own, because they are immune to the minion towers. So I usually don't build like a shit ton of towers to counter everything. I will usually just solo those. I find that that is a pretty good strategy. And pretty early, you can actually just stop doing anything and just deal with the minion stuff. You can see that they actually do pretty good damage to pretty much everything. You just want to keep upgrading those. And yeah, it's like, it's very easy. I've done as high as like tier 16s where I've like barely had to attack anything. I usually just have to attack the the main minion immune ones. And if you are struggling with the main minion immune ones, frost towers, like say I felt like these were being extra fast or something, building an additional like a frost tower. What? Where did that guy come from? Oh, he spawned there. I thought that was the where they had to go in, so I was a little scared there. That was scary. But yeah, I just build as many of these as I can. And you can see that I'm trying to make sure that I'm putting this in a location where it can cover pretty much everything. A word of warning as well, if I move like far down here, my towers high up there are no longer going to be firing. You can see that I'm not gaining anything until I go closer. That's because they aren't actually firing. So I experimented quite a lot with these, and you see again, if I'm walking far away, they're not killing anything. I walk closer and they're instantly slaying everything. So the way this works is it's part of grinding your games' way of kind of reducing the load or things that are happening. It's really, really weird. I hope they will fix it. For no reason should our towers stop firing, in my opinion, because the monsters aren't stopping to move. The reason I discovered this is what I would do early. I would like, okay, I'll build a bunch of towers here and then I'll go defend the other side myself. And then I realized that the side with towers was just leaking all the time. And I was like, hello? What is this? But the towers aren't doing anything. As you see, now I can pretty much stand here. There's nothing I really have to do. I don't really know if this one needs any help. I think we're just chilling. Even the bosses get killed like very, very quickly now. And I mean, we can keep building. There's no reason not to. Depends how lazy you are. But at this point, it's basically free. And what I wanted to show is how little your build matters for this. Like, obviously, you can't really do this as like a curse support or aura support a lot of the time. But you can pretty easily avoid having to do much, which is great if you're lazy. And obviously, if you're attacking yourself, you can use less orange oils and stuff like that. And it depends a little bit on your build. Just try to get a feel for it and how much you actually need to do. I feel like I only needed to attack pretty much one thing here, and after that, it's just doing itself. Again, you can't really AFK because there will be volatiles. Don't know where that one spawned. Maybe down here? Yeah. But yeah, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. So I just like making these videos because Blight is really, really good revenue. Like, you can get a large amount of exalts and stuff like that. And the oils are worth a decent amount now that every league mechanic isn't pounding out gold oils. So this is basically a video how to never fail a blighted one again. So now you can see the rewards are starting to pop up, and the lanes at the end here, like the lanes will go gray. They will gray out the lanes that are no longer active until everything is gone. So we can just run around. There'll be some like annoying cartwheels that will like bunch up. Not 100% sure. Oh, incursion. You can get empowers, enlightens, 21 gems. Can drop straight up like empower and enlighten force. But yeah, nothing too insane. Come on, any exalted orb. There's some stuff left, some currency stuff here. Any exalts? I'm poor. Okay. That is pretty much all the map had to offer me, and we got a decent amount of stuff. So, not bad for 5 minutes of your time. I quite like it. There are some oils that can actually speed up the entire encounter too, if you do have a lot of them. Just wanted to make a quick video showing you how easy it can be. You don't need a super powerful build. Some people do like building meteor towers as well. That is a more expensive annoyant to make them good, but it's really, really good for single target. And they don't always hit. And another thing that's really, really important to remember now is that you can corrupt the map and it will drop the new corrupted essence that will let you anoint corrupted amulets. I didn't do this to this one because I don't have that many and I wanted to make sure that it didn't reroll stats that I weren't comfortable with doing. But do remember that you can corrupt the map. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Good luck in Blight. Hope you guys are enjoying Ultimatum League. Sub if you liked the video, but more importantly, try to die less than I do.